Hello, hello. I hope that I'm coming through loud and clear here. Last time we did one of these, I just was like talking to myself for, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes. Didn't bother to look at the chat. Realized that it was full of people saying, I can't hear you, can't hear you, can't hear you. And then another time, I was going through the wrong microphone, and so it was just like getting picked up by the camera here. And everybody's like, it sounds weird in there. So I hope I'm coming through loud and clear. Everything looks correct at least, but I've been drinking. I'm not going to lie. Had a couple of beverages to celebrate the release of Summer Goth. I mean, my goodness. It has been 2 years in the making, and it's quite surreal that we've finally sort of reached this moment. So far, the response has been just absolutely incredible. And, you know, to those of you who have already watched the video and have been commenting on it and sharing it, thank you so much. That means the world to me. As pretty sure most of you know by now. Pretty sure I sound like a broken record at this point, but, you know, Aesthetic Perfection is a 100% independent music project. We don't have a label. We don't have management. We don't have any investors or anybody helping to make this happen behind the scenes. It's really just me, my friends who make the time to help me out, and all of you, and of course, especially my Patreon supporters. So if you're a Patreon supporter in the chat, just give me a little wave there, and I will say thank you if I see your name swinging by. But yeah, just in case some of you have not seen the video yet. And it seems like it's performing pretty well. Like every time I open my YouTube app, it looks like it's going pretty well. And I even get cool notifications like this. Like, I'll just read it to you real quick. Like, this is the way it works. This is the way the music business works in 2023, right? Like, sehr gut, sorry, German. I switched everything to German so that I would be forced to speak it more and read it more. So, sehr gut, mehr regelmäßige Zuschauer interagieren mit diesem Video. Dadurch wird seine Reichweite erhöht. So, very good. More regular viewers are interacting with this video, and because of that, we're going to expand its reach. So, I mean, this is really the name of the game here, folks. Like, music business in 2023 is just all about algorithms and getting people to watch you. And you know, I just went all in with the TikTok and Reels and YouTube Shorts videos, and holy hell, it has been working absolutely just fantastically, like way more than I could have ever anticipated. So this is good. This is good stuff. So yeah, for those of you who have not watched it, we're going to watch it right now, right here, all together, just because we can. But I'll drop the link to the video in the comment section. Do me a favor. Give that a like, give that a share, drop a comment, let your friends know how much you love it, how much you hate it, because really, all that matters is that people talk about it. All right. Well, without further ado, here is the brand new Aesthetic Perfection music video, Summer Goth. Or maybe with some ado.
Good as new. Not one eye is gonna cry, not one seat is gonna be dry when you hear Summer Goth from Aesthetic Perfection.
I like a pair of ducks, I like a pair of boots, I like a parasol, and sitting by the pool. I like my nails black, I like my palms in green. And when I'm feeling sad, I just need the ocean breeze. I like the darker things in life, but that don't mean I hate the lights. No need to tell a lie. Oh, I'm a summer goth. I like vacations in the sun. I like a cocktail full of rum. No, I'm not the only one. Oh, I'm a summer goth. Whoa, I'm a summer goth. Whoa, I'm a summer I like a paradox. I like a pair of boots. I like a parasol. I'm sitting by the pool. There's no need to feel denial. There's no need to feel ashamed. Don't let the world define you. Don't let them make you change. I like the darker things in life, but that don't mean I hate the light. No need to tell a lie. Oh, I'm a summer goth. I like vacations in the sun. I like a cocktail full of rum. No, I'm not the only one. Oh, I'm a summer goth.
Sangle solaire.
Sing it! Whoa, I'm a summer goth. Yeah, yeah. Let's go. Come on. Whoa, I'm a summer goth. Yeah, yeah. Whoa, I'm a summer goth. There's no need to feel denial. There's no need to feel ashamed. Don't let the world define you. I'm a summer.
What a killer track. That one always knocks me dead. Aesthetic perfection.
Every time I see the video, I just think like, what the hell? What the hell were we thinking? But it's great. It's, you know, it absolutely achieved what we set out to achieve with this, which is to just make something completely bonkers. And, you know, I had a completely different concept for this video. And I spent hours writing it all up, you know, with all these like example images and things like that. Thought about different locations, like scouted a whole ton of places. And then in the end, I sent that to Zoran. And he was like, let's do this instead. And I didn't really know what to say or how to react at first, because it was just so different from the original idea that I had in mind. And, you know, we wanted to shoot this video in LA initially, because obviously, you know, Summer Goth, LA, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And we were talking to different directors in LA, and it just didn't happen. And Zoran was just really, really passionate about this concept that he had. And I was like, you know what, let's just run with it. And we ended up shooting it in Berlin. And I see some people in the chat being like, oh, it probably was super fun to make this video. It was actually one of the most miserable experiences of my life, because Berlin in April, it ain't summer. And if you look like in the sky, you can see that's a little cloudy. It was cold. It was very, very cold. And between takes, like the whole crew was like rushing us, like with jackets and blankets and stuff, especially the poor girls running around in the bikinis. It was just like, I thought we were going to die of frostbite or something. But, you know, we all managed to survive, and we made an awesome piece of art for our sacrifice. So, yeah, like I said, this has been 2 years in the making. My Patreon supporters know that I actually wrote this song in 2021 and initially planned to release it back in 2022 when I did the Summer Goth look for the Amphi Festival. That was supposed to actually be the day that I released the song and the music video and all that kind of stuff. But, all the touring that I was doing at the time just made it impossible for me to find just even a spare moment to plan a video, find the right director, all this kind of stuff. It was just impossible. So, I think it worked out in the end that we had to wait as long as we did. Because as I said, we were talking to different directors. At one point I was thinking that I would even direct it and just hire a cinematographer. Yeah, it was a long road to get here, but I feel like the results speak for themselves, and we've made something just absolutely beyond anything that I could have achieved myself, right? This video, the song, just everything just is a testament to the concept of greater than the sum of its parts. Because yeah, I had the idea, but Sebastian, he came up with that 50s guitar riff that comes after the first verse. He was the one who took that basic guitar riff that I had and made it work so well. He's the one that made it really black metal. I just did the chromatic walk up the fretboard riff. So before Sebastian came in, it was just and that's it. And then Sebastian was like, "No, I'm gonna make this legit." And then of course, my drum programming for acoustic drums is terrible. So Buster Odeholm came in and made something phenomenal, and mixed it, did a great mix. And Sebastian Lawrence, who works at Chameleon Studios in Hamburg, mixes. I think he mixed the last V&V Nation record. He does all the Lord of the Lost stuff. Great guy, great mixing engineer. He just mastered this, mixing and mastering engineer, and he just took the whole mix to the next level. So this is absolutely a team effort, and I'm super honored to be a small part of a big team. The song has one great flaw. It ends. Let's see, here's the thing. It's great to have a song that leaves people wanting more because they'll go back and play it again. And this is a fine line you walk, obviously. You don't want people to walk away disappointed, or you don't want the song to end and having them being like, "Oh, well, that's not what I wanted or what I expected." But the fact that you can make something that scratches the itch, gives everybody what they want in terms of what they want from a song, but then makes them want to hit the replay button. That's the key, and that's the pop music sort of approach to songwriting that I try to take as much as I possibly can. Cheers. Ugh. All right, let's dig a little bit into the chat. We can watch other music videos if y'all want. This is your party. You can cry if you want to. I'm here till 10 p.m. at your service. We're just gonna do whatever we got to do here. Oh yeah, Roz says, be sure to join the Aesthetic Perfection Discord server to meet other Aesthetic Perfection fans as well as speaking to me. Yes, that's true. I'm in our Discord server quite regularly. I try to get in there every single day. And of course, if you want to be more involved in the creation of new Aesthetic Perfection music and music videos, then join the Imperfect Society, join my Patreon. If you're a part of that, you get access to all kinds of awesome things like sneak peeks of music videos. You get to hear new songs that have not been released, that may never get released. We've been watching the Summer Goth video now for a week here. They got to see an early edit before all of the special effects were done. handwritten lyrics, personalized jingles, bunch of cool stuff. But really, at least in my mind, the most awesome part of the whole Patreon shebang is the community that we have all built around this weird thing that I do called my art. Like the fact that so many people care about what I do and want to help me continue making it is just blows my mind. Like if you asked me 20 years ago where I would be as a musician, I would have never expected to be here. So I'm super grateful. Thank you to all my Patreon supporters for making this possible. Join our Discord. All right. End of advertisement. All right. Into the chat. What are your thoughts as an artist on Electric Callboy? So actually, a lot of people have mentioned Electric Callboy after seeing this video. I must admit that I'm not that familiar with them. So the question is, should I check out Electric Callboy? Like, I would love to actually watch an Electric Callboy video with y'all on the stream, but that will actually get me a copyright strike from YouTube, which sucks. So let me know which Electric Callboy song I should check out, and I will absolutely do so. As a metalhead, I really love the mix of Slipknot and Calypso Vacation. I mean, look, Aesthetic Perfection has always been a project that is about embracing contradictions because, growing up, I was a massive fan of, 9 Inch Nails, Ministry, Wumpscut, Leatherstrip. Like, this was my counterculture home, the industrial scene. But I also really loved top 40 music. I loved Britney Spears and NSYNC and Madonna. And, I grew up, if you're from LA, like, Kiss FM. I grew up with my mom listening to Kiss FM just nonstop. So it was just Prince and Michael Jackson and Madonna and Phil Collins. And that music just made such an impression on me that even as I got deeper and deeper into counterculture, like I still wanted to hear like the pop songs from my favorite artists. And I feel like only a handful of them were really able to deliver like that perfect mix between pop sensibilities and, counterculture authenticity. And that was always sort of like the driving force for me creatively, was to find my own way to do that. So I think if you dig through my discography, you see a whole lot of early incarnations of what Summer Goth is. And you see a lot of early incarnations of what Summer Goth is about and like what it is. But it doesn't really go all the way. And so Summer Goth really was about taking all of those things and putting them together in a way that was truly jarring and shocking. And it still is, even so for me. Like, I've heard the song 1,000 times, maybe more. But still, when that heavy part kicks in, I'm like, oh, and when it goes to the darker section of the video, I'm like, oh. So it even surprises me a little bit, even though that was like, it was my vision. And I think that's a good sign, right? I'm hooked on reaction videos, people discovering new songs of either yours or other artists. I like watching people feel the same things I felt when I started listening. Yeah, I mean, I totally get that. I think that is the appeal of reaction videos. And hopefully we get a lot of reaction videos for this song. I mean, I feel like, we live in a moment where this kind of stuff really is, where people really crave this kind of stuff. And I hope that Summer Goth opens doors and opportunities for us as a band and for other people who may be sympathetic to our philosophy. Hopefully that like exposes them to it, because really it's all about disguising the philosophy of aesthetic perfection in innocuous sounding pop songs. And hopefully I'm just getting better at that. We got to watch Summer Goth all over again. All right, we can watch it again. If you want to watch it again, we can. Did you need a permit to film the music video? No, we actually rented the whole location from the people. It's at a place called Strandbad Grunau in Berlin. If you just Google that, Strandbad Grunau, you will find the location with the Easter Island heads and the tiki bar and all of that. Like, it's just all there waiting. And we didn't make any modifications at all, I think. And yeah, you can go visit if you like. They're probably open for the season by now. I love how you guys go outside the box and make something that's out of the zone. A true artist with a heart, it moved me. Well, thank you so much. Like, I grew up on bands like Nine Inch Nails, like Ministry, My Life with the Thrill Kill Cult, Skinny Puppy. You know, all these bands in the 90s, even though they all basically coexisted around the same time, they all had like vastly different sounds. And especially with a band like My Life with the Thrill Kill Cult, every time they would drop a record, like, you wouldn't know what you were going to get. Like, the band reinvented themselves with every album that they put out. And I feel like in the last 20 or so years, starting around like the turn of the century, industrial bands sort of lost that creative spark. They lost that individual identity. And they lost the willingness to take risks. Because I lost the chat window. What happened? Let me see that chat. There we go. I feel like around the turn of the century, bands really lost their willingness to take risks. And the scene really got homogenized and hyper-focused on club music. Now, I like club music. I like party music. I like fun music. But this is sort of when, like, every band started taking all of the things about industrial music that made it interesting and transgressive, and they just sort of like homogenized it. And, you know, this whole, okay, I'm going to sing through a little bit of distortion to give my vocals some edge, became like, oh, I'm going to whisper through an effects rack a mile long in order to mangle my voice to a point where nobody will even recognize it as human anymore. It's like, for me, that's when things stopped being interesting, especially in music like this, where so much of it is synthesized and very devoid of humanity. It's like, you know, the voice of the singer is what connects you to the humanity of the artist, and we've lost that. So I've tried my entire career, you know, for better or worse, I've made so many missteps. I can't even fucking tell you how many horrible mistakes that I've made in my career, how many bad records, bad songs, whatever I've made. But I needed to do that because I needed to push myself forward as an artist, because, you know, I felt like I was standing on the shoulders of giants. Like I owed bands like Skinny Puppy and Thrill Kill Cult and like all those people who had inspired me so heavily. Like I I owed it to them to try to at least attempt to keep that philosophy or that try to keep that intention going forward. So that's why I feel like maybe Aesthetic Perfection is the only band right now that could make a song like Summer Goth, because I'm the only person, it seems, who's like willing to shoot himself in the foot. Like, if this song fails and goes nowhere, it's not going to change anything. It's not going to change anything for me. You know, as I've said earlier, I'm super blessed. I've got this great group of core fans. I'm sure many of you are here in the chat right now. You know, you're with me through the ups and downs, and I can make crappy songs and it won't be the end of my career. So we're just going to keep going. We're just going to keep doing our best. We're just going to keep continuing with the same artistic intention as I've had since the beginning, and we'll see where we end up. All right. Lord of the Lost is also quite experimental. Yeah, and that's why Lord of the Lost is doing so well, because they have no fear. Lord of the Lost is one of the... You know what? Lord of the Lost would be able to make a song like this too. But maybe just me and maybe just Aesthetic Perfection of Lord of the Lost. But look how huge Lord of the Lost are. It's because they are absolutely fearless. They do whatever they want. When something doesn't work, they just keep going. And that's the way you got to do this. Are you also painting? Oh boy, you don't want to see my paintings. Here. Wait. What? Okay. You want to see my drawing art, eh? All right. Tell me something to draw. And we're going to watch the video one more time. And I'll draw it while we watch the video. All right. So chat, tell me what to draw. We're going to watch Summer Goth again. I'm going to do my absolute best in those 3.5 minutes. And we'll see what we get at the end, okay? Quickly now, I don't have all night. Party ends in 33 minutes. A self-portrait. Ooh, a goth summer cat. All right, you're going to get a gothic cat. All right, here we go. 3.5 minutes on the clock. Summer Goth and a goth cat.
Please, Daddy.
Good as new. Not one eye is gonna cry, not one seat is gonna be dry when you hear Summer Goth from Aesthetic Perfection.
I like a paradox. I like a pair of boots. I like a parasol. And sitting by the pool. I like my nails black. I like my palms in green. And when I'm feeling sad, I just need the ocean breeze. I like the darker things in life, but that don't mean I hate the lights. No need to tell a lie. Oh, I'm a summer goth. I like vacations in the sun. I like a cocktail full of rum. No, I'm not the only one. Oh, I'm a summer goth.
What a killer track. That one always knocks me dead. Aesthetic perfection.
All right. Here we go. Are we ready to see our gothic cat? Oh. Come on, give me a good sound. There we go. All right. So, as you can see, we've got the cat with the black metal makeup. We've got the bats encircling it. And then we've got the Meow House CD right here. It says Meow House. All right. If you sign up for my Patreon, you'll get a chance to win this. I don't know why this just came into my head, but anyone who is a part of my Patreon, we will enter in like a raffle next week. I've just signed this. Raffle next week. Who gets Meow House Cat? If you're a member of the Patreon community, we'll do a raffle, and some lucky person will get this monstrosity. All right. It's perfect. I would pay money for that. You don't need to pay money. You can just, well, you can join my Patreon. And you can pay as little as like $2 a month, or you can pay like $20 a year. It's a win-win. Do you plan on releasing any more media for this video? Yes, absolutely. We've got a little... Sorry, I was on my cable here. We got a little behind-the-scenes featurette, which we're going to drop probably in the next week or so. And then we're just going to keep, dropping little tidbits, trying to get the algorithm to work in our favor. Essentially, just reminding people that this song exists, because it's important to remember that the way that the music industry works in 2023 is that, unfortunately, when you release something, people don't just go, okay, cool, this band that I like has dropped something, so I'm going to listen to it. And if I don't really like it, or if it doesn't get its hooks into me the first time, probably never going to listen to it again. It really is all about repetition and reminding people that your song is there. Because in the past, we'd buy a record, maybe we'd listen to it once, didn't get it, but we'd listen to it again because we spent $15-20 on it. It's like, hey, I invested my money in this record, so I'm going to try to get my money's worth. So I'm just going to listen to it again and again and again and again. And some of my favorite records were actually like that. It was like I bought them, I took them home, and I didn't like them. I didn't get it. I was like, this makes no sense. What is this? And now, 20, 30 years later, they're still some of my favorite records. And as immediate as you try to make your music, you have to understand that life is busy and complicated, and maybe people just aren't going to get it that first time. So it's really just about hammering it into everybody's heads over and over and over again until they realize what a masterpiece you've created. And forgive me for being slightly egotistical. I feel like this is something special. I do feel like this is a special song. It might just be the wine talking. Huh, now you can send that drawing. Now you can send that drawing to Gothicat. No, 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 no. They don't get to profit off my work. Wow, I guess you should stick to music. Yeah, that's the thing. People are always telling me, "Hey, man, you're creative. You should be really good at drawing." The fuck are you on about? That's like saying, "Hey, you're good at I don't know, fixing cars. You should be a chef." It's like I've literally been training my whole life to be a musician. It's like my whole entire existence is dedicated to music. I go to bed thinking about music. I wake up thinking about music. My whole day is occupied either thinking about like promotion or, let's say my whole day is occupied either with the business side of music or the creation side of music. It's like songwriting, production, all of these things. And yeah, of course I'm good at it because I put in way more than 10,000 hours. I ain't put 10,000 hours into this. If I were to, then maybe I'd be all right. But I'm 40 years old and I don't want to start any new artistic endeavors. I'm pretty happy with music. Music is the medium that makes me the most happy. So, no, I don't paint. I don't want to paint. I don't want to draw. I don't want to do any other art, except for maybe voice acting. But I feel like that's like a version of singing. So, yeah, here we go. What about new merch, summer goth merch? Okay, so we have new merchandise in the North American store. We've got the tank tops that are based off of the jersey that I was wearing on the American Psycho tours. And we've got the vinyl bucket hats with the band logo embroidered into them. Unfortunately, I could not find a company who would be able to produce the bucket hats in Europe. I can probably find somebody to make those tank tops. And I am currently secretly working on a short run of exclusive Summer Goth items. So stay tuned for that. But a lot of new things in the store right now. All the leftovers from the European leg of the tour are currently on the European tour, on the European web store. So check that out. And yeah, I am a patron. Well, look at that, Liv. You have a chance to win this lovely piece of art. We'll do a raffle next week. I'll figure out the way to do the raffle. The Summer Goth clip reminded me of Mainland. Maybe, but I wasn't inspired by Mainland in any way. Like, I like Rammstein, and it's a cool video, but it's not what I was trying to do with Summer Goth at all. How do you like your Erebus Dreadbox? To be honest, I don't use it enough. I've got this wall of awesome synthesizers here that I very rarely use. As you can see, this space is empty. This was a Pulsar 23, and that was the BeatStep Pro, and that sort of controlled all of this, but I just moved it to my living room so I could play around and not feel like I'm in a work environment. They will be back here probably for the next live stream. Weird meatballs on your shirt, says Sebastian. Is that how they look in Austria? Well, it was funny. Hi, Seb. Good to see you. I hope you're having a lovely vacation. Thank you for making this song so awesome. I was sitting outside after dinner with my father-in-law, and he was like, why do you have... It's like mirrored. So he's like, why do you have apricots all over your shirt? You hate apricots. And it's true. I hate apricots. They are one of the worst fruits ever. So I hate it. I hate apricots. And they're oranges. I like oranges a lot. And this shirt was like €8 at, I don't know, New Yorker or something. So I had to buy it because it's hideous. It's like terrible and loud. I don't know. I love it. I was actually going to put on the black metal makeup for this live stream, but I ran out of time because I've been like running around like a madman all day, trying to respond to comments, respond to texts, respond to emails, million different things. Yeah. Personal thought on music. Most music has lost its edge. Bands used to drive to create something new. Now they all sound the same, hoping that you continue to push the envelope. Look, there's a lot of great new music out there. There is. And I'm a fan of it. I obsessively consume new music. And I think that we don't give enough credit to a lot of new bands. And even in the industrial scene, there are like some great new artists. I think Horsk, great. Sierra, great. Health are really pushing the envelope. But one of the problems is that right now, like a lot of the artists are not, how do I say this? They have no persona. A lot of these artists are either hiding, like they're not engaging on social media or very rarely, or, they're sort of hiding in the shadows. They've got very blurry, dark, silhouette-y music videos and shows and all this kind of stuff. It's like, where's the fun? Where's the where's the audacity? Where's the bombastic nature of the shows and the music and all that kind of stuff? Like, that's the stuff that I grew up liking. Now I understand that these things ebb and flow, which is totally cool, totally understandable. And I myself, since I'm an artist, I'm a weirdo. I oscillate between different personalities. I had certain moments where I wasn't trying to be this larger than life character, but I feel right now, especially with my most recent sort of stage persona, that this feels right. Like, this feels like what I should be doing right now, and maybe what the music industry needs, because, or what the music scene need, what fans want. Like, we don't want an artist just standing in the shadows, singing and bobbing their head. You want some action. You want something to look at. You want something that makes you go, what the hell is that? Because that's what made music interesting for me as a kid, which is why, I made Summer Goth, which is why I'm wearing the bucket hat and the jersey and, all this stuff that is like absolutely absurd. But for me, it's like a part of my art. And I feel like it's an extension of my personality. So maybe this is a path to go down. Maybe this is going to resonate. We'll see. Will it be possible to remix? Like, you want to remix the song like you want the files, or you want me to do a remix? Because I am in the process of doing a remix of the song. Hopefully we'll have that out in the next 2 or 3 weeks. Ooh, lots of chat stuff. Oh my God. Do you have a Polyvox? Or am I misremembering? It's right there. I don't know why it's got this panel that comes off that says its name, but yeah, it's a Polyvox. This thing was so expensive to order and to repair and get into halfway working order, and my God, what a nightmare. But it sounds cool. Never stays in tune, though. Ah, see? Love your shirt. Is this a peach? No, I hate peaches. Oh, yeah. Oh, apricots. Yeah, peaches and apricots are all gross. Oh my God, so many chat things. My my German husband says your German is great. Das stimmt leider nicht. Mein Deutsch ist furchtbar. Natürlich ist es in den letzten 3 Jahren ein bisschen besser geworden. Und ich kann wenigstens die alltäglichen Sachen machen. So, ja. Ich habe keine Probleme beim Supermarkt oder beim Arzt oder sowas. Aber wenn ich über die, sag mal, die komplexen Sachen reden möchte, also Politik, Wissenschaft, dann geht's leider nicht so leicht. So. Mal schauen, wie es ist in den nächsten so 2, 3 Jahren. Vielleicht wird es dann ein bisschen besser sein. Aber momentan fühle ich mich nicht ganz so wohl, wenn ich Deutsch sprechen muss. There you go. Do you think agrotech is making a comeback? Please, no. Please burn agrotech to the ground. No more. Oh my God. Oh my God, so many. So many comments. Okay. Oh, I scrolled all the way. I love your Austrian accent, though. See, that's the problem. Like, I do my best to speak proper German, to speak Hochdeutsch, right? But, like, holy crap. Everybody always says I have an Austrian accent. It's so... It sucks. Yeah. Hey Daniel, man kann dich gut verstehen, es reicht doch für den Alltag, man hört ein bisschen den österreichischen Akzent raus. Ja, wie gesagt, das kann ich leider nicht vermeiden. Das kann ich leider nicht vermeiden. Ich bemühe mich immer Hochdeutsch zu reden, aber manchmal kommt der Akzent raus. So ist es. Boah, du sprichst schlecht, sagt die Liv Meets. Boah, dein Deutsch ist das schlechteste Deutsch, das ich in meinem Leben gehört habe. Ist furchtbar. Ich hasse dich. Ich hasse deinen Akzent. Und ich hasse auch deine Familie. That was really mean. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just talking bullshit. Okay. The subtitles for the German are hilarious. Does it do automatic subtitles? That's bananas. What does your family think of the video? My wife loves it. I haven't shown my in-laws yet. My mom loves it because my mom's a Patreon supporter, so she's part of all the live streams. She never says anything, but she's always there lurking. So thanks, Mom. Glad you like it. I'll probably show my in-laws tomorrow or something like that. All right. I only know a little German. Look, here's the thing. If you don't need to learn German, don't do it. It is like the most complicated language in the whole world. It is a low information language, so it takes a lot of words to say something simple as, oh my Lord. Don't put yourself through it if you don't have to. It's a great language. Don't get me wrong. Like, this is a beautiful language. There's a lot to like learn from it, and there's some wonderful, like well-written German is absolutely beautiful. And I feel really, really lucky to be able to like read it and understand it and think like, oh my God, like there's other ways of expressing these ideas. And I feel like it actually really helps me as an artist because it allows you to think outside of your own sort of restrictions of ways of expressing things. And so I'll very often like take German idioms and translate them into English and cheat. And then people are like, oh, wow, you're like a poet. And I'm like, yeah, well, my writing is the yellow of the egg. I would never paint the devil on the wall. Quick, someone give me a belt animal to pet. Okay. Ever gonna do a German song? All right, so I'll say real quick before we sign off. I actually already did a German song. Did a German song with Eric from Hocico, because I think many of you know who he is. He's actually from Mexico, lives in Germany, speaks German, speaks English, of course speaks Spanish fluently, and we wrote a song together where I sing in German and English, and er singt auch auf Deutsch und auf Spanish. He sings also in German and in Spanish. It's a pretty wild song. It's pretty dope. All right. So, how about we watch the music video one last time, and then we'll all sign off for the evening because it's getting late, and I stayed up all night on the Space Zebra podcast. I'm so tired. All right. Let's do this one more time, and then I'll say goodbye. Hey, this has been a wild ride. Thank you so much.
Please, Daddy.
Good as new. Not one eye is gonna cry, not one seat is gonna be dry when you hear Summer Goth from Aesthetic Perfection.
I like a paradox. I like a pair of boots. I like a parasol. And sitting by the pool. I like my nails black. I like my palms in green. And when I'm feeling sad, I just need the ocean breeze. I like the darker things in life, but that don't mean I hate the lights. No need to tell a lie. Oh, I'm a summer goth. I like vacations in the sun. I like a cocktail full of rum. No, I'm not the only one. Oh, I'm a summer goth. I like a paradox. I like a pair of boots. I like a parasol. I'm sitting by the pool. There's no need to feel denial. There's no need to feel ashamed. Don't let the world define you. Don't let them make you change. I like the darker things in life, but that don't
What a killer track. That one always knocks me dead. Aesthetic perfection.
Oh, man. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for, just sticking with me through all of these insane ideas that I have. And, being open to it, because really that is what this scene is about. The scene is about being open-minded, trying new things. Summer Goth is really an anthem for accepting who you are without caving to the expectations of not just the world, but your peers, your social group, your subculture. It's all about just embracing who you are and understanding the fact that the things that make you unique are not a liability. They are an asset. So just fucking enjoy it. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Take care. Thank you especially to all my Patreon supporters for making this possible. This video would have never happened without each and every one of you. If you want to join our community, just go to patreon.com/Daniel Graves. Join our Discord. I'm on there almost every day. Like, subscribe here on YouTube, whatever. This is how it works. I'm an independent musician. Support me however you like. I appreciate it. All right, y'all. Have a great weekend. I'll see you on the socials. Bye-bye.